For the past day or two, or maybe three, or really for a very long time, God has been at work in my heart. But, within the past 24 hours, I have felt this really powerful conviction, and I wanted to talk about it. And it is that for years, for much of my life, I've lived in fear. I've been living from a place of fear. I've been making decisions in fear. And even though, over time I've gradually learned to do that less, it's only really become clear to me, like now, why it's so bad to live from a place of fear. Like, I knew it was a problem, but the thing that I've realized is that if you're forever trying to protect yourself, like if you're living from that place of I've got to protect myself, like you're thinking that it's a smart choice, like you're thinking that you're being smart, you're thinking that you're keeping yourself safe. But the problem is that if you're just focused on the things that could hurt you, it warps your vision. It's like you're living your life hiding in this box. It's like in wartime when people would hide in a tower and they'd only be able to see through a tiny little aperture because, of course, anything bigger might make it possible for somebody to shoot them. You know, you can see castles that have towers like that, and I can imagine, if you live your whole life in that tower just looking through that hole, you're not going to see very much. Your view on the world is only going to be as big as that hole lets you see. You know? It's myopic. And not only that though, you're going to starve to death in that tower. Because you can't go out and look after yourself. No one knows you're in there, so they can't come help you. Even if they know you're in there, they can't see you. They don't know what you need. So it's like, yeah, you gotta, at some point you have to get yourself out of that tower and you gotta start walking around and seeing what's real. And yeah, I don't know if I'm just like in some kind of weird mindset right now or if it's going to last, but I just feel very much that I don't want to live that way anymore. It's not just bad for me, it's bad for the people around me, because like if I just live my whole life trying to protect myself from people, it's like I end up doing horrible things to people. I end up treating them so badly. And worse yet, like I've walked around so long thinking that people understood that I was acting from a place of fear. And I'm only just learning now that that's not even true. That people think that I'm just mean and capricious and awful, and that they have a right to think that because that is how I was being. And yeah, I don't want to be that person anymore. And I think I'm done. And yeah, so, there are going to be other people out there who, like me, were trying to ask themselves the question, when I'm making my life choices, do I think about what could hurt me? Or do I think about what I hope for? And what I'm going to say is try to choose from a place of hope. Try to choose from a place of what do I really believe in. Because so long as you keep making those choices from fear, you're still just looking out that tiny little hole. And you need to get yourself out of there. You need to see the world. Because it's a whole lot bigger than just those tiny little things that could hurt you. And what it means is that you're in a position to actually do something about the things you're afraid of. Instead of just, putting up with them and letting them be all that you see.